to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so today I want to continue the discussion on Horace Grant. Okay, and in the last video that I made, I said I asked the question: is Horace Grant being truthful or is he being bitter towards Michael Jordan? Okay, so I saw a few clips, and I thought of a scenario that happened before the 1992-93 season started. Okay, I'm gonna get to that clip I was talking about in a minute because I want to tie that in with another topic that I'm going to get hit to, but I want to get to Horace Grant first. For those of you who may not know, Michael Jordan called Michael Jordan called Horace Grant dummy to his face. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what Michael Jordan called Horace Grant for years, dummy. Right? Okay. So Horace left the Bulls in the summer of 1994. Okay, and so he was in a feud with Jerry Reinsdorf about his contract, and so was Scottie Pippen. So Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen were locked in a contract battle with Jerry Reinsdorf, and there was some who say the contract squabble led to his departure from Chicago, but in Horace Grant's words, economics, Michael's retirement, and he sees a potential dynasty brewing in Orlando. Right? Those were Horace Grant's own words. Okay. But I think there was a situation that occurred before the 1992-1993 season that really foretold his exit from Chicago. Okay. So Jordan Pippen, who had spent who just played 82 games, NBA Finals, and now they have to turn right back around and play in the Summer Olympics as well. Okay, the Dream Team. So Jordan and Pippen never really called a break. Okay, because after winning the championship, playing the whole regular season, winning the championship, they had to go right into the Olympics. Okay, and so when the Dream Team wins the gold medal, okay, that only leaves them like a month of rest. It only leaves the players who played in the Dream Team. They only left them with like a month of rest before training camp, probably even a little bit less. Okay, and so training camp comes around, and so Phil Jackson decides that he's going to give Jordan and Pippen a few days of extended rest. Don't work Jordan and Pippen too hard in training camp. Okay, because he understands that Jordan and Pippen spent the entire summer playing with the Dream Team. So Phil Jackson decided he didn't want to overwork his stars in training camp. So Phil Jackson gave them a few days off during training camp. Okay, and that didn't sit well with Horace Grant. That didn't sit well with Horace Grant, to say the least. When Horace Grant saw that Phil Jackson was giving Jordan and Pippen some days off during training camp, Horace blew up, to say the least. Horace Grant blew up. He got angry, and and Phil Jackson had to go in and talk to Horace Grant. And what happened was Horace thought there was a double standard being created within the team. Okay. Now I said that Jordan and Pippen were playing with the Dream Team over the summer, as opposed to Horace Grant, who had a entire summer off. Okay. 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 Jordan and Pippen just played 82 games and won a championship. Now you're playing more basketball in the summer. Okay. So, yeah, Horace Grant thought there was a double standard being created with Jordan and Pippen. And again, Horace Grant had a entire summer off to rest. Okay. Jordan and Pippen didn't get no rest. And so his relationship with Jordan was fractured. His relationship with Bulls management was fractured. And so I think when Horace Grant got angry that Phil Jackson was giving Jordan and Pippen some rest during training camp for the 93 season, I think that right there foretold his departure from Chicago. Okay. It was a contract situation. It was that blow up during training camp. So, yeah. And also Scottie Pippen. So I saw all this. Scottie Pippen says that Michael Jordan retiring the first time was selfish. Okay. That's what Scottie Pippen said. So the article that I read from Basketball Network, for most fans, the move was seen as a personal detour. Okay. For Jordan's ex-teammate Scottie Pippen, it represented something else entirely. More than 30 years later, he still carries that moment with a sharp edge, calling Jordan out for his decision to retire. It was a big decision, but it was a selfish decision, Pippen said. But it was who Michael Jordan was, and that was a guy who believed he can do anything on his own. That's what Scottie Pippen said. That's what Scottie Pippen said, right? Okay. And so I haven't read Scottie Pippen's book, Unguarded. I haven't read his book, Unguarded, but from what people have said about reading Scottie Pippen's book, from what teammates of Scottie Pippen say about reading the book, they all kind of say the same thing, and that is, I can't believe what I read in that book, and not in a good way. They all say the same thing. I can't believe what I read in that book. It's mostly Scottie Pippen complaining about his time in Chicago, whatnot. Okay, I haven't read the book, but I do want to eagerly read it now to see what teammates and people who read, and just everyday people who read the book Unguarded. I want to see what Scottie Pippen said, because from what I understand, it's just Scottie just complains in his book. Okay, but Scottie Pippen said Michael Jordan was selfish for retiring the first time. Okay. So the article continues. That line stings because it reflects a tension that has never fully disappeared. In the 1993-94 season, first without Jordan, Pippen shouldered the mantle of leadership and carried the Bulls with a 55-27 record, just 2 wins shy of their previous campaign. He was named All-Star Game MVP, finished third in league MVP voting and reminded everyone that he was far more than a sidekick. But despite the numbers of accolades, the shadow of Chicago's former apex predator never left the building. Okay, so the reason why that shadow never left the building is because he's Michael Jordan. Come on now. he's my he's my Michael Jordan. Okay? Michael Jordan's shadow has never left Chicago, even to this very day. Okay? Michael Jordan's shadow has never left the Chicago Bulls. Okay? His shadow still hovers over the Chicago Bulls. Why? Because he's Michael Jordan. Right? Okay? So Michael Jordan once said, everybody would like to have the life of Michael Jordan. Okay? But try being Michael Jordan for a day or try being Michael Jordan for a week is what he said. And then see how you like being Michael Jordan. And I think that line right there said it's no fun being Michael Jordan. And one of the things that MJ always told Pippen was, it's not easy being me. It's not easy being me. That's what Michael Jordan always told Pippen. And so when Pippen didn't want to go back in the playoffs in 1994, Michael Jordan, what did Michael Jordan say when he was playing baseball? When he caught one hint of that, he said, poor Scottie. I kept telling him it isn't easy to be me. Now he knows. Okay? So now he knows. Yeah, so. And Pippen also had a gun charge that year, believe it or not. Okay? Now, I was only 19 years old in 1994. So I didn't even know he had a gun charge. So, yeah. Scottie Pippen had a gun charge that year. Yeah. So in 1994, Pippen, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 5.5 assists, nearly 3 steals a game. But yeah, I just wonder what has gotten into Scott. I wonder what has gotten into Scottie Pippen. Okay, just what has gotten into Scottie Pippen. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, and when the Bulls swept the Detroit Pistons in the 1991 NBA playoffs, who were the two people that Jordan thanked when he was being interviewed by Ahmad Rashad after the Bulls swept in Game 4? Who's the two people he thanked? Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen. Okay. And so, who did Michael Jordan say the greatest teammate he ever had was? Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan said, whenever they speak Michael Jordan, they should speak who? Scottie Pippen. Okay. So when Michael got the MVP in 1987, got a car that came with the MVP. Who did Michael Jordan give his car to? Well, what do you know? Scottie Pippen. And during the celebration, if you really listen, as they would say, you got to listen real hard, okay? You got to listen real hard, okay? So if you listen real hard, you hear Michael Jordan has his hand around Scottie Pippen's shoulder, and Michael Jordan saying, "You are my MVP, dog." Okay? So, I don't know what has gotten into Scottie Pippen, okay? But somebody who calls you the greatest teammate they ever had, someone who says he couldn't got into the heights that he got into without you. Come on, and you're bitter about that, and that's how you repay the greatest player of all time, by being better. Go figure, right? All right. that's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am out of here. And God bless you all.